Welcome to the beautiful soccer complex here on the campus of Daytona State College. It is homecoming weekend and a very special night here tonight as the number 9 rated Daytona State men's soccer team takes on the University of Fort Lauderdale Eagles. It is going to be an awesome night of soccer and homecoming festivities. We'll be talking all about the college and so much more. Now we pause though for our national anthem. Daytona State soccer has not taken the field in 2 weeks. They have been on the shelf for a while because of that Hurricane Ian. Tonight, Ted, this team comes out here on homecoming weekend with something to prove.
Yes, they do. I mean, like you said, they were on ice for 2 weeks, but look at this, Drew. A great homecoming weather. For the last 3 days, it's been beautiful, right? We were together on Wednesday for the Lady Falcons soccer, tonight for the men, and then tomorrow morning we'll be together again, and I am really looking forward for them to produce a win because they've already had the Eagles a year ago, and they made short work of them.
Let's meet the visitors, the Eagles of Fort Lauderdale. There you take a look at the team. In goal, Andy Palma. He wears number 20. The 3 forwards also can make it happen. Rodriguez, St. Ville, and Diaz. Very, very competitive back line as well. This team is coached by Adil Pavone. Haven't played many games. They feel like they can come in tonight and compete for the upset.
Yeah, actually, they only played 2 games so far. It was against the same university. They did have, a way of scoring goals, though. They, our goal makers, they have 8 goals in just 2 games. That's a lot.
Meanwhile, Daytona State, the Falcons have an all-star goalkeeper. His name is William Diaz. He wears number 1. He's an All-American on the field and in the classroom. His 3rd year here. He got the COVID year. He is making the most of his time here in Daytona. Then you take a look at the household names down the line. Dennis, Kelly, Cordero, Jordan Redmond, will be calling him a lot. Carlos Zambrano, very talented freshman. The midfielder wears number 17 out of Miami. And then also Dalton Fleshhood will be calling his name number 21. And this team coached by the great Bart Sasnett, the only head coach this program has ever had. He is one of the best in the country. He has molded this program into a superpower.
Yes, sir. He's the patriarch, a storied past. And I mean, his winning record is just unbelievable. 76, 20, and 6 in the 7 years that he has been here. I mean, just a terrific job and a long recruiting arm does Sazin have. You're going to see a very diverse group of students, scholar athletes from a lot from Florida, but also from different countries, Puerto Rico and England. And, we'll be talking about that as the game goes on.
Halifax Health is a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and the official healthcare provider of the Falcon Athletic Program. Hey, we are underway. The Burgundy team is Fort Lauderdale, Daytona State, and the familiar blue and gray. Mentioned the ladies coming off a 9-0 dominating victory on Wednesday. Soccer fever here on campus, and there's William Diaz touching it for the first time out of Sanford. Tremendous player, the academic athlete of the year in the state of Florida, the best student athlete out of all sports in 2-year institutions in Florida. Daytona State has him in goal wearing the yellow.
Yeah, I mean, that's just amazing. What an accomplishment, and so glad that he came back, took that COVID year almost like a red shirt, and now he's here with us again. So just a terrific story there, and what a great accomplishment for him to get that award. And also, second team All-American, Drew, in spring of 2021.
Daytona State plays with tremendous pace. You will see speed tonight on the pitch that is even faster than the way that they play in Major Division I collegiate soccer. That's how good and competitive these athletes are.
Now, as you can look across, and I'm sure you'll see it in the camera angles later on, folks, Daytona has a deep bench. Right now, Fort Lauderdale Eagles, they only have three Eagles to sub from.
Daytona State 7-2 on the year. Coming off playing for a national championship last season. Got to the postseason, eventually bowed out to Salt Lake, the 2020 national champion. So Daytona State just making steps further and further each year on to becoming that superpower here in NJCAA play. This ball is sent into the box and taken immediately out. Fort Lauderdale on guard, and you made a great point, Ted. Depth tonight definitely going to be a factor. Daytona State loaded with players, not the case on the other side. Fleshhood sets it into the box, and here comes Daytona State on the press. Redmond able to recover. They are serving it like crazy. The bicycle kick goes awry, but still it was entertaining to watch.
Wow. We're going to be calling out that number 17's name quite a bit as well, Zambrano. I mean, you saw him take on 3 defenders at once, still ended up with the ball, made a beautiful cross. This is, I mean, there's so much talent for Bart Simpson. I'm sorry. Bart Sasnet. Where did I get that from? But so much talent. I haven't seen the Simpsons in years, Drew. I don't know where that came from.
He may never forgive you because
I
of
know,
that.
no, he's going to be upset. And I know him. Jiminy.
Take a look at Andy Palma, the goalkeeper out of Honduras for Fort Lauderdale. Great players from all over the world on the pitch tonight. South Florida, a hotbed of soccer, so you know that Fort Lauderdale is going to have no issues getting players. They are a legit Division II program, as we're just about 4 minutes in here. The field is absolutely pristine tonight. Just incredible conditions. Field crew, the staff here at Daytona State just has it immaculate.
Oh, yeah. I just had a chance right before the game and before we got on just to walk the pitch. I was talking to a couple of the Daytona State players. I said, what do you guys, how do you gel? How do you coagulate? What's the secret? And they say they work together, they work out together, they're study buddies, and they said they just really enjoy each other's company. So great teamwork here as you're watching them come down their right side.
Christian Cordero, the target that time. Orlando product, transferred in from Coffeyville Community College. Daytona State, with this roster having only 3 returning starters from a season ago. So again, it's pretty much a rebuilding job, as it usually is at this level, but I mean, the talent that has come into the program this year, the best that the Falcons have ever seen.
Cordero right now tied for goals at 5 so far this season, along with Zambrano. Beautiful flick there.
Ball deflected out. Slide attempt. And now the Eagles attempting a counter. Fort Lauderdale getting some numbers forward. Cannot afford to play at a furious pace throughout the night with only those 2 substitutes on the bench.
I like what I'm seeing right now from the Eagles. Putting together a number of passes, looking pretty good.
Tried to sneak one behind right there. And it will be Fort Lauderdale ball. Free kick coming up here.
I mean, that's always a sign of a good team when you're working in tight spaces, when you're, chain linking 4 or 5 passes in a row. I mean, the pros do it 10, 11, 12, 15. So at this level, I mean, when you get 6 or 7 in a row, that's looking pretty good.
Talked about the top goal scorer, Zambrano, as that ball sent into the box. Another good-looking attempt by the Eagles. Goes high, but already taking their shots here.
Looking real good. We've actually played most of the game thus far. I know it's only been 6 minutes, but in most of the Falcons' offensive, or I should say defensive third.
So Cordero and Zambrano with 10 goals between them for Daytona State. Cordero, a sophomore. Zambrano, a freshman. Diaz trying to spread it around. Comes near side. Dalton Fleshhood, nice touch.
I got to speak to Dalton a little bit before the game. Really nice way about the young man. Very mature and grown up.
Did he ask for your autograph, Ted?
He didn't know me that well. He didn't recognize the name. But then again, I'm only a Northeast guy. You know, they don't know me down here yet.
I was about to say, how can somebody on Daytona State's campus not recognize Ted Silfianos?
Well, yeah, those soccer legs are long gone, my friend. Although I got to play up until 52. 52 years old, I was playing the game. Pretty competitively.
That's a good run. Mark Anthony David has it taken away. Daytona State now will run. Falcons do have a player down, able to get one behind, and the keeper comes up off his line, Palma. Here's a shot taken. Palma gonna have to retreat and eventually able to kill it.
Yeah, that was number 19 that went down, Molina, but the referee said play on, which was the right call. Looks like he's okay, though. Nice chest pass there. I like the way the Eagles, I mean, they're chasing. The only thing is they just don't have that deep a bench to be chasing that much. I might slow it down a little bit.
Certainly keeping the Falcons honest here early. Daytona State now advancing. That's going to be a foul as he is taken down from behind. And we'll put it in play here quickly. Cordero heads up. Fleshhood, nice move. Fleshhood will let it go right at the keeper. And Andy Palma knocking it down once more.
A nice idea. He looked up to see where the keeper was. The keeper was just out a little bit too much. He was actually going left upper corner. Nice idea. Pretty good pace right now, Drew. Pretty quick. A lot of development. Missed read there by number 6, Dennis.
Ball tapped out of bounds by Poom Darang. At a Montford Academy, Daytona State have tapped in to that Montford soccer factory, one of the top institutions at the high school level in the country, right in Orlando. Took Bart Sasnet a while, Ted, to finally bring in some of their players. So that is a really, really big deal that Daytona State will benefit for years to come.
I mean, you just kind of said it. A lot of them are going to D1 schools. So it's always good when you can get some of them to come locally here at Daytona State. And obviously, as we were talking about before, you know, Sasnet has built such a great program in the 7 years that he's been the patriarch, right?
Certainly a world-class program at Montford. Ball sent into the box. Now it comes out. Trying to collect it. Shot taken. Oh, another good hand on it by Palma. So Palma gets his palm on the hand, on the ball.
Yeah.
And that saves the goal.
Oh, Palma looks good. Looks really good so far. He's going to probably feel a lot of pressure as the game continues.
So you saw Fort Lauderdale come out with a flurry, but Daytona State now starting to take control of the match, and we're just a little bit more than 10 minutes in.
Right. We're starting to see the ball played more toward the middle, and now you've seen some good offensive work by the Falcons.
Mentioned Daytona State, their last game 2 weeks ago was actually a loss to Monroe College, 2-1. Coach Sasnet said he's not worried about it, though. Says that this team hasn't even begun to reach its potential. They've got so many weapons and they're so talented. They don't even realize it. But he says, just wait. And when I asked him about Hurricane Ian and is that going to set your team back, he said, Drew, It's going to make our team better because we were able to rest a little bit. We kind of needed it, and now we are more than ready for the stretch run.
Yeah, popping on all cylinders. That stretch ride that you just mentioned all the way to the conference playoffs and hopefully a championship for Bart Sasnett.
Falcons just outside that center circle now. Zambrano, he is special.
You can't teach that.
Switch the point of attack into the box, right on the goal. Defense scrambling. Daytona State trying to get a shot. It's chipped, and it's just wide. Oh, what a possession there.
He saw it. He saw it 100%. He just was trying to guide it in, which was the right idea. Took it off the right instep, and unfortunately wide. Here's the replay.
Hold your breath here.
A lot of plinko in the middle there.
That's Kevin Kelly, who had the best shot at it once that went back, but Daytona State starting to chip away.
Yeah, Kelly with 4 goals so far for the season, number 9, as you just mentioned. Could have been 5 from Dublin, Ireland. Again, I was mentioning before, Bart Sasnett's long reach of recruiting, not only from, Ireland, England, Argentina, Puerto Rico.
Carlos Zambrano attacking. Oh, lays another beauty.
Oh, the pace was just perfect for that run.
Flesh Hood into the box, taken down. Official's going to let him play on here early.
Just came off of Flesh Hood. Flesh Hood's toe just a little bit much there.
Look at this ball whip around.
Really nice orchestration as you're watching. Now this is where you're putting the chain links together on all these passes. And they're swinging it right, left, weak side, strong side. There's another one. Beautiful through ball run. See, Daytona State playing with confidence. It's already about 10 passes in a row. There it is, another swing.
Nicely done by Emmanuel Dennis, switching the point of attack. And now from that left side. Once again, defenders in place. That was Redmond trying to create space. This one headed, and no damage going to be done. Another good possession, though, by Daytona State, getting everybody a touch, letting everybody kind of feel what it's like as they continue to pose a threat to Palma, the keeper.
Exactly.
See, with Daytona State, that back line, Ted, not only really good defenders, but really good attackers as well. And they build from the back beautifully.
It's like Popovich, the great basketball coach. He says everybody needs to touch the ball, all right? Everybody needs to get a feel each and every possession. It's just to kind of make sure that everybody is involved in some way, shape, or form.
Falcons will now service one in. And a couple in place there, but it sails just a little long. Got a light wind out on the pitch tonight. Settled down just a bit, though. And Andy Palma is a busy goalkeeper here in this first 15 minutes. Falcons with another interception. Oh, they'll keep possession. I'll tell you what, this guy is special.
He was doing circles and making everybody else run circles around him. It was beautiful. Zambrano, man. We're going to be mentioning his name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, number 17, center mid and forward for Daytona State. Just a superior player. He has had just an incredible impact on this program here in his first year. Tried to force that pass to him, and the Eagles were able to come up with it. Great pregame festivities here to kick off this homecoming soccer weekend. Drew Felios with Ted Sofianos, several administrators, athletic coaches joining us, student athletes, for a nice dinner before this game. And just a great atmosphere they have set here for homecoming. Fleshhood sends it back. Daytona State working again. It's Zambrano. He'll strike it with the left foot. And that was a rocket.
Woo. He doesn't need much time. You know, he doesn't need much time to set up that ball and just turn and smash it. That was quite a hit. Yeah, the spread that was put out was pretty good food at the homecoming dinner tonight.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Homecoming continues throughout the weekend. Tomorrow morning, the family fun run and walk kicks off at 8 a.m. Check-in begins at 7 a.m. And then beginning at 11 a.m., we've got women's soccer coming at you against Polk State. Also have softball and baseball alumni games, the alumni golf outing. And we've got women's volleyball. Florida Southwestern State comes to town. A full day of sports. This is the place to be here on campus.
Yeah, sports, activities. You know, the motto here is at Daytona State is you belong here. And certainly when you come to these types of beautiful venues, I mean, how can you not feel a part of it? Absolutely gorgeous weather, as we said before. Twilight now. I never liked playing at night, Drew. I just always had trouble with the lights. Bit of a dangerous ball right there.
Just have a feeling that as this game goes along, Fort Lauderdale is going to need Daytona State to make a mistake and hope to capitalize on it. Falcons able to retreat, gather that one in. Fleshhood for the Falcons. He'll take his time.
I tell you, Brian Diaz, he is number 17. He is running, I mean, as quick as he can from goalkeeper to defender, and that will take the stuffing out of you after a while.
Manuel Dennis out of France. Paris, France to be exact.
Just had the opportunity to be there, Drew, over the past summer.
Beautiful part of the world, isn't it?
Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's a great ball.
Falcons attacking. Right side. They'll send
Whoa.
one in. Oh, that was at the doorstep. Just needed a toe tap to make it 1-0, but Daytona State just a little bit short.
Fleshhood. I think he was trying to shoot, but it almost turned out to be a pass. Again, as you mentioned, just needed a little toe tapper there. It was just missed. But great build-up again. But certainly right now, Eagles holding their own, looking good.
How about this Chamber of Commerce weather here tonight at Daytona State as Winterson Monestein checks into the game for the first time.
Right, that's when you want to invite business leaders from Kalamazoo to come on down right now, and we want you to move here to build a business. Yes, Chamber of Commerce weather, great one.
Fleshhood holds it up. Boomdarag switches the point of attack. Daytona State with a clear possession edge in this game thus far. Also have had a few shots on goal to go with it. Ball given up into the center circle. And now the Falcons working once again. You see how they keep things nice and spread out. Take their time, find feet, as they say in soccer terms. That ball collected inside the box. Oh, nicely done. Great ball control. Just as I say that, it's lost.
It's just a bit too much there. 13. That was Ponce, Jose Ponce. He just had a good strike right down the left side, but couldn't get it to him. That's the distributor right there, Dennis, Emmanuel Dennis. Incredible player, very powerful, tall, 6'2", and incredible skill and extremely unselfish with the ball.
Play blown dead. Official steps in here and going to have a little chat, I believe, with somebody from Fort Lauderdale. Daytona State will have possession. They'll mark it right where our official stands here with just under 24 minutes to play in the first half. Mentioned the games lost during Hurricane Ian. Had a game against Fort Lauderdale postponed. You got Andrew College, game that was canceled, and Georgia Military as well. Both those games wiped off the schedule because of the storm. Let's try to poke one in there. And again, it winds up in the hands of Palma. Daytona State trying to come up with a turnover, and again, it is Zambrano applying the pressure.
I'm surprised that they tried to play it from the back to feet right there. With, all the players were bunched up and concentrated right by the semicircle of the 18-yard box. Not what you want to do. Let those wings fly out on the sides and then distribute accordingly.
Here's Monestein. Monestein coming in off the bench. First substitute made in this game, trying to make an impact. Drew Felios with Ted Sofianos and our phenomenal crew here at Daytona State College. Where would you rather be on a Friday night than on this beautiful soccer complex on top of it like we are? Great crowd here on hand enjoying top-notch collegiate soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Be topped out.
Yeah, the attendance has really picked up since the national anthem. Got quite a few folks here. Hey, it's homecoming. Why not?
And our officials manning the field, Wesley Costa, Jonathan Quinter, Rob Huffman, doing the job here tonight. I don't know how these guys do it. This game is played at such a furious pace. You've got to be in incredible shape, Ted. You certainly know that.
Oh, yeah. The referees, usually they are. Usually they are. They've got to, the linesmen, they got to be flying back and forth on the sidelines there. And, of course, your referee here in the orange shirt in the middle. Wow. Zambrano just making circles. He's all over. Not what he wanted this time, but there he goes. He somehow got the ball back.
Zambrano trying to step through, was held up clearly, and the official right there to make the call. We're going to have our first yellow card of the match.
Oh, he's flashing the plastic. It's come out. Yep.
So Christian Gomez going to be booked here.
Drew, I never told you this story, but I'll be quick.
Uh-oh.
It was one of the conference games my senior year. I just looked at the referee. I didn't say a word. I looked at him with a scowl. I was angry.
And he gave you a card.
And he gave me a card. I think I was the only person booked in my life for making a face. He had had enough with me, I guess.
And obviously you've never forgotten it.
Oh, I've never seen it happen.
21-21 left to play. And half number one. Still looking for our first goal.
Dangerous.
Daytona State again sends one in. And it will be headed out immediately. A little contact that time, perhaps inside the box, not favorable to the referee.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it offsides or there was a little bit of contact.
So ball will begin with the Eagles here at midfield.
It gets a little, psychologically speaking, when you've kind of owned possession, you've had some opportunities, some real good ones, and nothing positive has happened for you in the winning column yet, or the goals, and then it starts to wear on you. You start to get a little bit tight because you know that, hey, we know we're doing really well, yet it's not going in the back of the net. And that really can have an adverse effect. So hopefully they'll stay loose. They'll keep playing the way they're playing. You don't play not to lose. You play to win always.
Ball is sent out. Here's a shot taken. And what a save by William Diaz. The Falcons' All-American goalkeeper comes up with it. And Daytona State dodges a major bullet.
Yeah, I've got a whole page write-up on that young man. Number one, you're just looking at him right now, William D. I mean, look at the stats. Come on now.
This young man making the most of his experience here on campus. Now he gets back into position, and that ball will be sent out of bounds, likely a corner kick coming up. But William Diaz, Daytona State's goalkeeper, there is so much opportunity here on campus. You can go play big-time Division I soccer if you want, but according to Coach Sasnett, after this year, he's going to hang up the cleats. He's going to stay at Daytona State, get his degree in nursing.
Right? Yeah, and what's great about Daytona State, having that type of program, they also have a BSN, right, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and that, you know, in regard to the program, offers flexible schedule for the working adult. Now, he's probably going to stay here on campus or at least nearby, but it's designated for nurses whose highest academic credential is an associate degree. So it's a matriculation program from an ASN to a BSN, and he's going to do very well in that profession.
Contact once again. Uh-oh, they got to be really careful here, Ted. Another yellow is going to come out. Whoa. And Monestein got to be careful because officials right now are not having it.
Yellow card issued to the Eagles, number 15.
Yeah, you don't want to lose one of your best players, you know, if you're the Eagles coach, right? And certainly it is getting a little bit chippy, a little frustration, and I think that the ref did a great job to, you know, nip it in the bud early.
Talking about William Diaz, the goalkeeper, wants to be a nurse. No better place to get your education than here at Daytona State College. Halifax Health, partnering with Daytona State to provide assistance for the education you need to start your healthcare career. Find out more at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. And once again, this young man just thrilled to be able to cover his game. Such a great representative of what Daytona State is all about.
Right. And then, you know, after he gets his education here for the nursing program, they actually have a 96% passing rate for the national exam for licensure. Pretty darn good.
So many opportunities at your fingertips here on campus. And even on-campus housing, a new element this fall. Seeing increased attendance at these athletic contests makes it so much easier for students to come over and watch their classmates compete.
I got to take a tour the other day of the complex. It's just gorgeous. Nice, beautiful commons area. You know, a little ping pong, right? Some, you know, concession there. And I tell you, I was walking through the hallways, and some of the student athletes started coming out. I just felt like like a tyke, because they're 6'5", 6'7". Oh, these big kids, and I'm walking around. I'm saying, my God, I'm looking up at everybody. My old age, Drew, I think I'm also getting shorter. That was happening. There he is again, Emmanuel Dennis. Just beautiful distribution out to that left wing.
Another beautiful move. Falcons send it in the box once more, and Andy Palma up to the task again. So almost at the 30-minute mark. And still, Falcons looking for their first goal, but they have threatened on numerous occasions as Monestein now attacks. So Fort Lauderdale making the most out of the one substitute that they have made, because 15 can certainly bring it. This ball is sent to the right side by Gomez. Good job by Daytona State. Everybody in place, keeping control. A couple players mix it up on that far side, and we'll have a foul on the Falcons, and it will be a free kick coming up.
Yeah, they're playing tough. Right now, Drew, I mean, looking pretty evenly matched as far as both teams are concerned. I'm sure, you know, as you look back, you know, at the last 30 minutes of the game, most of the good opportunities have come from Daytona State. But we've seen some brilliance on both sides.
Sent down. Falcons trying to get numbers up. Nicely done by Fleshhood. Fleshhood, little dribbler. And Palma, perhaps a record with the goalkeeper touching it in this first half. He has been one busy keeper.
Yeah, and it also looks strong. It looks strong in goal. He's 6'1". He's pulled those out of the air that he's need to for the crosses. Again, you know, he's had really only one. Daytona State had one chance, and that was on the left side. For the left, it just went wide on the left post.
So Fort Lauderdale not going to get as many opportunities in this game as the Falcons will because they're simply outmanned. But you can tell, Ted, they want to maybe catch him sleeping on a counter, hope that Daytona State makes a mistake, and simply do not give up any goals. There is Mark Anthony David right there getting set to throw it in for the Eagles. The referee's going to make sure that he places it down where the ball went out, as we've got a throw-in coming up.
Most sideline officials will give you 5, maybe 7 yards, but not 10 or 15.
Falcons back to work. Going to have a numbers advantage here. They can continue to get help forward.
Yep.
That was Zambrano from behind. And his teammates come in, Christian Cordero. Christian Cordero, from right here in the Orlando area, there is so much soccer talent just around here. It is really incredible.
Now, as we're looking at this kick, why aren't the Eagles? There he is, 15. Number, that is Monestein. He's not pulling his team to the sideline as a left wing. You need to pull it. You don't want that concentration in the middle. You need those outs, you need those out in the sidelines, which are going to be your wings, so that way you extend the pitch. Coach is going to probably look at that on the game film.
Falcons making the most of this entire field. Can they get to it before the end line? They do. Oh, ball crossed beautifully. And just need that finishing touch. Kevin Kelly, young man out of Ireland, once again at the doorstep.
That was a frozen rope. That cross from the right side there. Wow.
This number 9 right here for Daytona State, Coach Sasnett says he is the key component in the program. If they can get some goal production from him, second half of the year, they are going to be dangerous.
Great job, DSC TV production crew. And there was a great shot that Obama got a hand on. Going to be another corner.
Sets Palma trying to get everybody organized here. Daytona State getting closer and closer. Christian Cordero lines up right there on the front end of the goal.
Oh, I'm really liking Palma's skills thus far. Been a true general out there from the back.
Zambrano sets it. Comes out. Daytona State will track it down.
Going to reset here.
Wind picking up just a little bit. Here it comes. One more time. Palma rises above. Way off his line. About, I would say, 15 yards out to try and reel that one in. A dangerous play for the goalkeeper.
Hope he's okay. Seems to be. Let's see this again, see what happened. Oh, I see. Okay, he got it nailed in the shin. Gotcha. All right. Good job on the camera work there for us to figure out what happened. Breakdown there by the Falcons.
Eagles working here with Brian Diaz. Diaz very active, number 17. And Daytona State able to throw water on that run. And they will have it once again here with 10.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
They locked that down nice and quick. Got some bodies around the offender there.
Want to stay tuned at halftime? Really special feature coming up. Of course, we'll take you around campus, show you some of the programs here at Daytona State College and what this awesome institution has to offer. And we'll meet Bart Sasnett up close. Falcons trying to redirect it, had it poked away there. Fleshhood continues to really work hard on that right side. Coach Sasnett, just a cool cat, you know, very laid back, very direct kind of guy. What you see is what you get, and really knows his soccer, loves the game, has incredible passion for it.
Well, obviously his persona definitely seems to, fit in well with many of his players that he's had in the past, because he's hold on. Oh, boy.
Oh, there's contact.
Whoa.
Inside the box, Zambrano goes down. And now Fort Lauderdale trying to counter. This is Modestine. He has it taken away.
Tell you, don't count these Eagles out. They're looking really good.
Action really heating up here. Modestine. Some fancy footwork. Sends it top of the box. Nice little extra move. But here comes Zambrano. He'll take it away for Daytona State. Crowd loves that effort.
Wow. Zambrano back and forth. Anyway, we're talking about how his persona, Sasnett, seems to just fit in with many players. He's produced 15 All-Americans in his, storied past, and like we said, 7 years here already.
Yeah, the list of players just continues to grow. Players that have gone on to play big-time Division I soccer, and players that have gone on to the pro ranks. That will certainly grow as well.
I remember.
Here comes Daytona State. Clear path here. Sending it in. Oh, just sent over the goal.
Oh, my goodness.
That was gift wrap to Christian Cordero. He just could not finish it off.
He extended himself well. He did the best he could with it. He just couldn't get on top of the ball. Great effort. Just couldn't find the change in the back of the net. And here we go. So there's the pass right through the middle. Oh, just a little bit too much pace for him. And the ball did bounce a couple times. We got a dry field. I mean, I was just out there. It's really dried up since Ian. It was waterlogged, sogged, soaked. But now, I tell you, it's pretty bouncy out there as far as the ball,
Ted, you mentioned Ian. What did you do during the hurricane?
We hunkered down. I said to my mom, hey, whatever you need, we'll be there. Luckily, we didn't lose electricity. She told me at an 82-year-old, as she was smoking a couple of cigs, that she was unimpressed with this hurricane. I said, well, that's because you weren't in the West Coast, Mom.
Tell you what, the ones
God
that are
bless
not intimidated are the older folks.
Right. Took a couple of puffs and said, I'm impressed.
I was running for cover. I know you probably were as well.
Oh, yeah. And because my wife has only been through, well, now she's been down here 10 years, but whew, 3 hurricanes she's been through and 2 nor'easters. And she was a little bit excited, a little anxious. I don't blame her. We only had like 50, 70 mile an hour gusts. How about you, Drew, where you were out in St. Pete?
Similar. Very similar.
So, honestly, lucky. We were very lucky then.
Massa with the touch. Mark Anthony David gets on it as well. And the Eagles, tell you what, it's going to be really interesting to see if Fort Lauderdale can continue this pace. They have not played as fast as the Falcons have in this first half, but they certainly have exerted a lot on numerous occasions. And again, only the 2 substitutes off the bench to work with.
No, they really look good. They've strung some nice passes together. They've had a couple of opportunities. Daytona State, obviously, though, with the more possession and the better.
Oh, Zambrano. He's putting on a show here. And And that is going to be a foul, clearly. Free
Whoa.
kick coming up for the Falcons. Crowd wanted that call as well.
Yeah, he did. I heard him yelp from up here. That's going to be right outside the 18-yard box. That's going to be about 22, 20, 23 yards out. Looks like it's 22. Here it is again. Look at this move. Beautiful move. He's cutting across, and then his plant foot got caught by 13, which is Ponce. Jose Ponce bringing him down. Now you have an opportunity here for a set piece. You can go direct or indirect. The call was, it's a hard foul, so it's a direct kick, which means nobody has to touch it except the DSC player one time. Indirect means 2 players from the same team must touch it.
Up against the wall. And now tracked back by Daytona State.
That was Ficula, defender. Not the outcome that he wanted or was looking for. I think he was trying to get it higher. Anytime I had a wall, Drew, I'd always aim for the faces. That was, to me, that was, you know, people are going to flinch.
Make it count, right?
Yeah. Well, not to hurt anybody, but they're going to flinch.
Sent side to side now. Falcons able to keep possession. Here comes a little bit of help. Daytona State still looking for that elusive goal. They've had several opportunities. Zambrano continues to dazzle.
Man. Could be on Dancing with the Stars with those moves.
Sam Nicholson. Falcons again. Another opportunity. Get it close to goal. It's loose. Contact with the keeper. They're going to blow this one dead.
I'm surprised the whistle was called because the keeper was, it was a 50-50 ball. And the Daytona State player got to the ball. So interesting call there.
Also being held from behind there. Boy, you're right. Did not see much there. Kevin Kelly also trying to help out.
Yeah. Surprising call there, but hey, referee, he's down on the field. We're all the way up here, Drew, but man, how to have you in the box up here with you again. I mean, this is just great. This has been the second time since COVID, Drew, for 3 years that we've been up here in the box.
Really miss this place. It is such a special place here in the press box at the Daytona State Soccer Complex. State-of-the-art facility here on campus. Tailor-made, built for this great sport. Falcons threatening again. Look out. Deflected. Kelly able to stay with it. 1 versus 2 here. Crosses it over. Is that final touch there? It just sails over once more. How many times can the Falcons knock on the door? That goal, it's coming slow, but it certainly is coming.
Oh, look at Kelly. Take it across, and it just skidded away. And then, you know what? He did get his knee and body over the ball, but the foot just did hit the bottom half of the ball. Some exciting soccer here, Drew, that we're watching. Uh-oh.
Fort Lauderdale trying to get a shot on, and there is William Diaz. Crowd loving his effort.
Yeah, you're not going to catch William Diaz out of position at all. Looks like with 2 minutes and a half left, they're going to get a couple more runs here.
And then soccer now. A little more contact, not much there though, not enough to make the call. And quickly, Kevin Kelly bounces up. He was asking the official, hey, did you see that? Daytona State's going to get a chance here at a corner. Hard to believe this is the first corner kick for Daytona State tonight. They have had it so often on Fort Lauderdale's end.
Yeah.
So now comes the inswing. Under 2 minutes left to go first half. Keeper, again, a part of the action.
Oh.
And this one's sent on the ground and just out.
Yeah, if I'm Palmer right now, slow it down, try to get toward the end. That was 19 that you saw in the picture of Molina. Trying to pick up the pace here. But I'd be content if I'm Fort Lauderdale with 14 players and only 3 bench players to go in at 0-0. Yep, he's draining the sand right now from the time.
One minute.
Ref's gonna let him play on. Out to the wing.
Cordero slowly gets up. Under a minute left to play in the first half. Daytona State hoping for one more attempt here, one more shot on goal before halftime.
Yep, you're gonna call that one. And Daytona State gonna get one more opportunity. Look at the clock, gang. Oh, wrong. Call goes to the Eagles. 25 seconds, so it's gonna let everybody reset here. Tell you, if I'm the Eagles coach, though, I'm happy with what I've seen thus far. We've seen 12 players, right? 1 sub.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Final
4,
seconds of half number 1.
2, 1, 0.
So up and down we went.
That is
The
the end of
first
the first
45
half.
here at Daytona
The score.
State. Falcons
Falcons,
unable to
0.
notch a goal. Fort Lauderdale
0.
very defensive in that first 45. Coach Sasnett loving the effort. We have got a great ball game on our hands. It is homecoming weekend here at Daytona State College. Much more to come. Second half coverage in about 15 minutes. For now, we send you to a special feature, Daytona State soccer coach Bart Sasnett.
My experience in college, I played at a junior college. And I also started off as an assistant coach at a junior college. So it's one of those things you really have to wrap your mind around, that you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. So we don't have the benefit of having juniors or seniors. So you're basically preparing them for life right from the get-go. A lot of people say you always, you bring in players and you lose them so fast, you don't get them for 4 years. But in some cases, we're okay with that because we want to rebuild and try and regroup and bring a new group in. But in some years, it's so difficult because you have so many players that you essentially know that, they're fantastic players, they're fantastic people. You hate to lose them, but you only got them for 2 years, so it's bittersweet. The expectations are always high, so you don't have an excuse not to succeed. We set the golden seal, the standard for all of junior colleges in the country, and there's no question about it. I'm very proud of our soccer program. We've had, for men's programs in the state of Florida, we have the last 2 years been above a 3.0 GPA, got multiple academic All-Americans. And for me, that's a first, in my career. So I've really bought into, what I call the Falcon way of academics. And it's transpired over to us getting more players placed at four-year schools for not just their athletic ability, but for their academic ability. So I've really bought into that because it's something that if you don't buy into it 100% and realize that the only reason why we have this soccer program or any program at Daytona State is because of our academics. We've been in the community. We've done so much at the different local soccer parks. We've worked for Habitat Humanity. We've done Fridays in the park in Port Orange, helping out in the community. It's been really great. I have no doubt in my mind that it's helping these young men become better people by helping them in the community and giving back. And after all, we essentially back in the day, all the two-year schools were called community colleges, and this is our community. Volusia and Flagler County is, so we want to make sure we give back. The vision of Dr. Labasso and Mr. Dunn and Dr. Labasso were imperative in the success of us getting all of this wonderful facility and these wonderful resources, like having cameras, during games and stuff, and news coverage and stuff like that. So I'm sure it's an amazing experience for these young guys, and I think it's all the hard work they've put in. But the vision of Daytona State is just it surpasses most junior colleges, any that I know of, without question. So it's a fun time. It's fun to go to work. It's fun to show up and be in an amazing facility. It's fun to see kids enjoy it. That's what it was built for. It was built for players. I always tell people everything you see is nice, but it was built for our students. So I love that they get that experience.
We understand this year has been overwhelming for most of our community. The struggle to take care of yourself and your family. The uncertainty. At Halifax Health, our doors are always open, and we're here to make you feel safe again. We're here so you don't have to hide from your health. We're here to take care of you. Halifax Health. Live your life well.
Immerse yourself in a wide range of cultural programs at Daytona State College's News Journal Center, home to some of the area's finest theatrical productions, including top-quality musical and stage performances by our own students. Productions are held throughout the year, including concerts, plays, instrumental music, and vocal ensembles. Plus, the Gary R. Libby Gallery features exhibitions of photography, paintings, drawings, and ceramics. Find out more at daytonastate.edu/thearts.
It's time to claim your career. At Daytona State College, our new Database Technology Associate degree positions students for high-paying jobs managing databases to drive business strategies. Plus, our Engineering Technology Associate degree includes a new specialization in additive manufacturing. That's 3D printing, a rapidly expanding technology. Prepare for a new career or advance where you work now. Call 386-506-4DSC or visit us online at daytonastate.edu.
The Daytona State College of Education is forever grateful to Volusia Flagler County Schools and our collaborative partnership that allows us to spend this exciting time out in the field working with these wonderful students, doing one-on-one reading instruction 4 days a week.
Daytona State has definitely prepared me for being a teacher with all the fieldwork that we've been able to experience through the program, as well as the support and help from all of our wonderful professors. And being able to work one-on-one with the students has been a wonderful opportunity to experience that already before I get placed in my senior internship.
So today, we're going to learn about something that I think is really fascinating. We're going to be learning about weather balloons.
In the IMES lab, we have state-of-the-art equipment that help us further our research.
We are going to be surveying these seagrass beds here at Oak Hills and looking at how they're changing over time.
I love doing this, coming out into the field and actually getting my hands dirty. And
you get to do everything you've ever wanted to do in a marine biology program. You get to go out into the field and actually do the work.
We are truly building a program here for students that are interested in conducting undergraduate research. It's a rather rigorous program for a two-year college.
I'm going out and studying horseshoe crab populations and seeing where their nesting sites are and how often they nest where they are.
The professors motivate us, they inspire us to continue our research and to better ourselves in the scientific community.
This is much better than sitting in a classroom just looking at pictures and listening to people talk. We get to actually feel and see the plants in their natural habitat.
I love this class. I love everything about it, the learning of the names of the flowers. Now it's like putting a name with a face.
Thinking about college? Direct Connect at Daytona State College can put you on the fast track to UCF. Through Direct Connect, DSC and UCF will guide you from your freshman year at DSC through your senior year at UCF, leading you on a path toward success. In fact, when you earn your AA at DSC, you are guaranteed admission as a junior to any Florida public university. Find out more at daytonastate.edu or call 386-506-4DSC.
It's time to claim your career. Daytona State's newest certificate program in hospitality beverage science combines theory and practical hands-on instruction on a range of beverage production processes like craft brewing and wines. Learn how to pair wines and beer with appropriate food choices, produce various styles of beers and wines, as well as how to manage, merchandise, and market beverages. Call 386-506-4DSC or visit us online at daytonastate.edu.
What a night so far here at Daytona State College. We need some goals. Falcons have been knocking on the door throughout the entire first half, but an A for effort, still scoreless. Eagles out of Fort Lauderdale and Daytona State, the 9th-rated program in NJCAA soccer. Drew Felios with Ted Sofianos. Let's recap some of the action. It was fast and furious throughout the entire first half. Fort Lauderdale came out showing really well in the opening minutes, and tell you what, this freshman Carlos Zambrano, he has been special.
Oh yeah, just watching him work the ball. He's so dangerous. Honestly, oodles of talent. And you've seen him right here. Not only can he distribute the ball, he's got amazing foot. Here's just some of his work, and that's when he got taken down. And then Unfortunately, the kick due to the foul just kind of went right into the wall.
Halifax Health, proud supporter of Falcon Athletics, the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program. Accelerate your education by taking advantage of the incredible opportunities offered through Halifax Health with Daytona State College. If you want a rewarding career in healthcare, find out how we can help at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Ted, I have a confession to make before we start the second half. In the pregame, the homecoming festivities, and it was a night to remember here at Daytona State, I did go over and have a sip of the beverage science department's beer provided to
a libation, I see,
to the party, and it was incredible. It was awesome. Beverage science, one of the programs offered here at Daytona State. Again, very unique, rarely offered at a collegiate institution.
Yeah, you don't see too many of those around, and honestly, that has grown so much since its inception. I believe it was 3 or 4 years ago when the beverage science program started, and it has a heavy subscription. I wonder why, Drew. Well, I guess because of customers like yourself.
I'll tell you what, it was awesome. It just had that homemade taste. Just had a little sample, of course. We had a job to do here tonight.
Yeah.
But, man, oh, man, it was good.
I wanted to follow up with you on that, but I'm on the clock. I know. And as a member of faculty here, I have to be a bit careful. So no libations for me, but I did partake in they had part of the festivities was the homecoming meal.
Yep, homecoming continues tomorrow. The family fun run and walk begins with check-in at 7 a.m. The actual run begins at 8 a.m. And then at 11 a.m., special cookout as we get ready for the women's soccer game. That should be something else. Parking lot is going to be full. Soccer and baseball alumni games, alumni golf outing, and women's volleyball at 3 p.m. It's all coming up tomorrow right here, part of homecoming at Daytona State. You saw Stephen Ficula right there, the big sophomore who was just on your screen, number 24 for Daytona State. And, you know, he is enjoying his life as a Falcon right now, but Ted, he was at Stetson last year playing big-time Division I men's soccer, decided, you know what, I think I need to go get on the field more, improve, and this is the perfect opportunity here.
Yeah, he was actually in the scrum there right before the outset of this second half, and he was trying to rally the players and talk strategies with them. Very vocal, and obviously he's one of the defenders in the back there. There it is, that lovely work again. Yeah, that's going to be a dangerous cross from there.
Jordan Redmond, the player that went down, sophomore out of DeBerry. And there you see Kevin Kelly, young man out of Ireland. Goals have been a bit down this year for number 9, but if he can just get on track, Coach Sasna thinks he's just about a goal away from really exploding. So this is Carlos Zambrano, the freshman who has entertained this crowd tonight. Just a sensational talent out of Miami.
It's amazing. I was kicking around the ball with the, well, let's watch this first.
Tried to tuck it in the top shelf of the goal.
I mean, it was a great idea. You know, you had to keep leaning the wrong way. So that's obviously, you know, a decision he's going to make right there. A split-second decision, but unfortunately, way over the bar. And I tell you, I was mentioning before, you know, I was kicking around a little bit with the DSC team, and I tell you, the ball technology is so different than when I used to play. Huge difference when you strike it. So, going to control the ball here. Steve, excuse me. There's Ficula, or Ficula, number 24. And this has been kind of part and parcel of what Daytona State has been able to do most of tonight, and that is ownership of the ball, possession.
Dennis switches it back. Here comes Sam Nicholson. Nicholson a little heavy-footed that time, but will skate out. And let's see, Daytona State should have a corner, and Zambrano heads over there with Dalton Fleshhood to do the honors. You know, Zambrano, Ted, I had a chance to watch 17 play last year in high school in the state championship high school soccer game. Doral Academy played Vieira. That young man right there scored the first goal. I had the call for Spectrum Sports on that night as it comes into the box and goes just a little bit far. But he led Doral Academy to a FHSA state championship, and this guy has pro potential all over his future.
I'm sure Coach Sazet loves having him here as a Falcon.
Inside that 18-yard box and still alive. Little touch that time. Andy Palma comes up, takes care of it for Fort Lauderdale.
There you go. I like what Ficula's doing there, Steve. He's spreading it out. There he is. Just caught a pass there.
Here's Redmond.
Great idea there by Emmanuel Dennis. And even though it didn't turn out to be, it went over the head, right, of number 11, which is Cordero. He's basically saying by making that pass, stay in your lane, get out to the line. That's what he's saying, and that's a good general because he's the biggest distributor besides Zambrano, and that's Dennis.
Nice touch. Here come the Falcons. Send this one right, and Daytona State now trying to gather it back in. You see how quickly Fort Lauderdale retreats, just trying to pack it in that box, make it as difficult as possible for this Falcon attack. Flying in once more.
Well, just some tired-looking legs there. There's some missed kicks right there.
Oh, slipped it. Just gave it right back to the Falcons. See Fort Lauderdale a little bit dragging right now as well. Daytona State now with the service. And once again, Andy Palma on top of it for the Eagles. All the pictures that you see tonight being brought to you by students all over the cameras here of this production of Daytona State men's soccer. Falcons with another opportunity, and Zambrano gets clipped. Second time he has been hit, was hit in the exact same spot on the other side of the pitch. It'll be a free kick.
Yeah, that looked nasty. This time it's going to be a little further out from the 18-yard box. Yikes. Carlos Zambrano is a great shot of him. He's tough. Referee's going to count off the 10. Telling number 15, Monestein, get back, let's go. What were we going to say, Drew?
Mention, though, the great camera work you're watching tonight. Students on all of the cameras here at the game. Setup, breakdown, all part of the Daytona State Multimedia Department. Continues to produce professionals in the media world. As Zambrano now will get set to take it here for the Falcons.
I can tell you this, Drew. There's very few two-year programs out of the 1,100. Out of the 1,100 two-year programs that are out there, very few have this.
Whoa! Oh, off the post, and it'll go out. Should be a corner kick coming up for Daytona State. Media and television production. If you are interested in that field, this is a great place to go and hone that skill as Zambrano continues to show the skill, and that ball was actually deflected.
Yeah. So I thought Palma caught a piece of it, but he didn't. That was a bit just off the wall. Had the wall not touched that, that ball's in the net. Wow.
Set it on the ground, and we're going to have an offside here.
Not sure what they were trying to do there. It looked like a set play that they were looking to deploy. It did not pan out.
Andy Palma holding the fort down thus far. But how long can he keep the Falcons off the board?
Yeah, and you just see it. They've been milking that clock quite a bit with every time they're going to take a goal kick or it's going to be a throw-in. And I mean, that's what you want to do. You got 14 players. You got to work that clock. I agree with the strategy.
Oh, that one goes off the
Oh, that could have been expensive. Yikes. Okay, looks like all the letters and numbers are still working. That's good.
Speaking of that video board, it was really cool to watch it during the pregame. See the animation every time a Daytona State player is announced. The animation comes up of that player on the board, a really cool effect that you see at very, very few, if any, colleges of this level.
Guys, I mean, fundamentals, we know better, right? That's what I'd be saying if I'm coach. Come on, we know that. You don't let the ball skip under your foot when it's only going 10 miles per hour. Careful. And here's a breakaway.
Look out, here comes Fort Lauderdale, trying to sneak one in. What a save. William Diaz gets a hand on it.
I don't know if anybody could know just how hard that was, what Diaz did. And there was a salade right through the legs.
Falcons now really starting to pick up that pace.
Diaz with his left arm totally stretched out, deflects it wide, because that ball would have gone in, no doubt. Just an incredible goalie play there by Diaz. There it is. That's what you should be. Should be painting those lines, swinging them weak side and the strong side, going back and forth.
Diaz has not had nearly as much action as Palma on the other side, but every time he has been threatened, he has come up big.
And that by far was their best opportunity.
Here's Zambrano. Magical for Daytona State. Zambrano trying to skate free and launches one over the crossbar.
Yeah, that's a sign of just being a little bit tired when you're leaning back like that for the shot, not getting over it. And, here we are, over 55 minutes into this game. I haven't seen Coach Saznet put in any subs thus far.
Nice move. Angel Alarcon. Zambrano comes up with it, and now he'll lay it perfectly to Kelly.
That's been a connection all night. Kelly and Zambrano working together.
Redmond shakes the defender off. Under 34 minutes left to go in this game. You got to credit Fort Lauderdale, the way they have been able to stand up to Daytona State up to this point.
And perhaps the best scoring opportunity by both teams was that save that we saw Diaz make. That was a breakaway opportunity. And the Eagle player, I can't recall the number, just did very well to almost slide that to the left of Diaz. Diaz making a great play.
Just saw a yellow card there given out to Mark Anthony David. I believe it was for stalling. So that's the third yellow card handed out by our officiating crew to this Eagles squad.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned that before. They were slowing it down quite a bit on a lot of occasions, so the referee said, okay, I've had enough.
Little nudge from behind. Ball goes out, Falcons throw it in. And now a turn. Here's Kevin Kelly. Kelly attacking. He'll switch it to his left. And once again, Palma just the right time, able to come out and end the threat.
Kelly with great dribbling skills there, but just pushed it just a touch too far.
Monestheim checked in about 12 minutes into this game. It's been effective. Makes a nice move there, trying to get by the second defender. Not going to happen.
Monestheim, some really good skills there. On display.
This is Zambrano being held up.
A little bit too much, you know, individual activity right now. You got to use those players around you, even though you've got some great skills.
And that's where sometimes the transition to the high school level, to the college level, still feel like you can do some of those things you did in high school against lesser competition, but this is, of course, a very different ball game at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I would just like to see, you know, some more wall balls, or as we, you know, used to call, you know, some through balls, but to feet. Just not seeing a lot of that work that I saw in the first half with those tight spaces. Dangerous. And once again, the Eagles holding their own on defense. In defense, they've looked pretty darn good all night long. Certainly the Daytona State offense causing some mayhem. Zambrano going to call for that one. He hooked him.
61st minute, still no score here at Daytona State. Soccer complex, Drew Felios with Ted Sofianos, the professor. The ladies, big winners, 9-0 on Wednesday night. They come back for more tomorrow. We'll have it on WDSC TV as they will host Polk State College.
How about that for a tale of two games? You know, Wednesday night when we were together, the 9-0, and then 0-0, like you said, with.
And the fourth yellow card going to be handed out. Fort Lauderdale's got to be really careful here. They are flirting with major danger as Gomez gets rung up.
Yeah, you know, they don't want to play with 10 men, especially when they don't have enough subs.
Yellow card issued. The Eagles, number 27.
So we've got Mark Anthony David, Christian Gomez, Monestheim, and Gomez all booked. Boy, Fort Lauderdale would get a red card. That would be really, really difficult the way Daytona State has been moving it around the pitch here tonight.
All right, we got exactly 60 minutes left. I'm sorry, 60 minutes gone. 30 minutes left. Have not had a stoppage in time at all.
Falcons, nice build up along that right side, just outside the box. Now this one's sent in. Palma loses it. It's scored! Off the rebound. Daytona State is on the board. Boom, Durarag out of Montverde Academy makes it 1-0.
Wow. That I never saw coming, because Palma has been, honestly, he's been without fail all night long, and then just that little slip up. I think he just took his eye off the ball, like, you know, like a football receiver. Just took his eye off the ball, and it just bounced out right to the Daytona State player, and boom, boom, Durag put it right in.
So the sophomore out of Montverde delivers. Finally, the Falcons, all that effort pays off. Out of Montverde Academy, Poom is Again, an example of the new wave of talent coming in here to this program that is going to pay off for years to come. What a goal. And again, Ted, a lesson. If you're a goal scorer, you just hang around the goal sometimes. Good things happen.
I mean, the keeper's done an outstanding job. I know he's upset with himself. Yeah, I would be too. I understand. That happens. And as you know, even though we're having a pretty crisp night tonight, that ball in the evening, as it is now, does get a little bit slippery. Just ever so slick, as we do have a little bit of mist on the field.
Zambrano is being held and a little frustrated right now as he glances back at the official, says he's been doing that all night long.
Yeah, if he's got a yellow card, I mean, right now he's flirting with it. You know, second yellow card, there is none. You just get a red and you're out. And then you can't play the next league game if you get a yellow card. I mean, a red card.
So how about Poom coming up big? Poom, there it is.
Yeah. Whoa.
Another one gets loose ball. And it's going to be rocketed over the crossbar. Another opportunity, and Christian Cordero needs to straighten that one out.
Honestly, you gotta just stay calm. I mean, that's why you go through all those drills. I mean, he got so much under that ball. He skimmed it, and that's why it went with spin way up in the air. I mean, you practice that all the time, but the thing is, one thing a coach always tries to do is make it so that way it's like a game situation when you're in the practice, right? When you're on the practice field. You try to do that as much as you can, but nothing will mimic when you're playing in a game. And honestly, it's just having the mentality of being a little less stressed and anxious when it comes your way and make the most of it. That was unfortunate for the Eagles. Bit of a waste there. There's a good look at Diaz. Immediately distributes to the wing.
Hey, ref, in the back.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you hound the player a little bit. You know, you kind of stay in his back pocket, you bump him, you hit. And it's very hard for the referee to call that when it's not a lot of contact. There's like a thin line, gray line there between fouling, with a hard foul that the referee's going to call, and just, hounding / harassing the player enough to make him give up the ball.
Falcons attacking. Daytona State put on the ground, and it will sail out. Corner kick coming up for the home side. Halifax Health is looking for its next healthcare superstar. Find out how to become one at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Halifax Health and Daytona State College, just a great partnership, a magical partnership. And Daytona State just so lucky to have
it's in
a health facility, world class like Halifax right next door.
It's a walk away from the stadium. Really, it truly is. And so here they're taking their chemistry, biology, the science classes in one building, and they can walk across the street and do part of their practicum. That was a dangerous ball that was put in by Daytona State, but
cut off. Falcons controlling the pace, the tempo.
See how the Eagles can try to fight back here, trying to even the score, obviously. You wonder if Coach Sasnet's strategy will be to fall back a little bit and not push his two strikers up so much. We'll have to see. That's going to be a foul.
Place it down in the center circle. Daytona State will work quickly. Here's Zambrano. Oh, delivers another beauty!
Wow.
Scored! Goal! Falcons have doubled their lead. Christian Cordero, the sophomore, off the pass from Zambrano.
Cordero with another. Wow, he's got 6 now on the year. Sophomore, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Great skills. Really calm the way he set that ball down and pushed him back.
I know, Ted, we like to celebrate the goals, but the assists, a lot of times, just as, if not more important. Watch this play set up by Zambrano as he comes in and just delivers it absolutely perfect for the finish. Hopefully we can see that again at some point.
Yeah, so true. I thought Zambrano was actually going to push it out to the right wing, but he saw that Cordero was unmarked in the middle, and it was just great, peripheral vision to see all of that, see the whole landscape, and do what he did. Yeah, very true. Great point, Drew. Yeah, that's 24 minutes left, about 2-0. That goal certainly helps put Daytona State in the driver's seat here. And looking for more, obviously.
Now Daytona State starting to win those 50-50 balls. Here they come again. Falcons trying to get another shot going. And Dennis, Emmanuel Dennis, the Frenchman, two-dimensional player, just sends it over the crossbar. A little over-aggressive that time, but great idea.
Yeah, he had a really good look at it. Ball was rolling just fine. Surprised that went over the net because he seemed to have all the mechanics right on that shot. DSC really applying pressure here now.
Now here comes the Japanese superstar, Nishidi, who just checked in. It caroms out. Daytona State getting really ambitious right now. They are coming at you from all angles.
Yeah, they're having a field day right now. And I think part of it, obviously the skill level, right, of Daytona State, but you got to be a little bit tired if you're the Eagles. 29, who just came in. Can hear a lot of talk out there, as it should be.
Falcons now a 2-0 lead, Ted. How does the game plan change at this point? Can they play a little bit more laid back or continue to hit that gas pedal?
I like what Coach is doing right now. Coach is applying more pressure. And, I've seen this been done before. Keep playing along the game plan that you had originally set out. So he's 2-0 up, and he's still applying pressure. It's an old saying, don't play not to lose. Keep playing to win. And how many times have we seen that in various sports where, they'll lay back or, oh gosh, you see it in football all the time. Where they're playing prevent defense, which turns out to give them offense. I never understood that part.
Of course, there's an old saying in soccer, too, that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead you can have. Of course, for the other side, because score one goal,
right?
It's a different ball game.
Totally changes, right? And with 21 and change minutes left, again, if I'm coach, Horacio Ramos for the Eagles, I've seen, as far as my expectations for my team, with only 14 players, I've seen them play really well. I'd be very, very happy with what I've seen thus far. They've given a lot thus far, and you can see some of them are just getting a little bit tired. You can tell that in the marking. And then you can see the fresh legs of Yoshida out there. I mean,
a lot of space to work with. A little indecision that time. Had Zambrano on his right.
Yeah.
But just did not lead him properly.
Yeah, Zambrano he had to stop his run because he was offsides. And I think it was Emmanuel Dennis that just didn't recognize that quick enough to push the ball into space for Zambrano, who was making the run.
If you came here tonight to the soccer complex, you've gotten your money's worth. Just cannot believe the talent on this Daytona State team. When things really start clicking, this team is going to be really, really special. Here it comes again. Zambrano going to cut it back. Trying to create a space. Oh, takes the shot. It's deflected. Still alive. He'll get one more chance. And again, how about that defense?
He almost took his shirt off, put it over his head. He's just so frustrated. He had two golden opportunities there.
That's just great defense. What else can you say?
Yeah, great defense. It really was a good job getting in the line of fire there. Yeah, a little bit of cramping. Doesn't look like an injury. This is just cramping up the hammies. I remember Coach used to tell us, have a banana at halftime, just a piece, not the whole darn thing. You're gonna have stomachache, but just take a bite for the potassium, drink lots of water, and then hopefully that'll mitigate that from happening. Oh, it hurts like heck. Yep. When that thing locks up, it's hard.
So it's Jordan Redmond who's going to come off slowly. Zambrano going to help him off here with just under 20 minutes to play in this game.
Stoppage in play here. Clock is set at 19:57. Hopefully Jordan will be able to work that out.
Jordan Redmond, the sophomore out of DeBerry.
Number 23, Saul.
And that'll bring in Saul Silva, the freshman out of Hallandale. Now will come in. Midfielder right there. Saul get a chance to shine here on WDSC TV. The unique opportunity our student athletes, Ted, get to have their games televised. Of course, the entire world can watch. It's so important when it comes to recruiting. You need as much exposure as possible. Players are getting it here tonight.
How about our student camera crew doing a phenomenal job with these action shots. Covering the field like a bunch of pros. Well done, folks. Great learning opportunity to be able to do this. Daytona State ball here. Across the field. Silva trying to get his first touch.
This ball taken away. Nicely done. Falcons able to regain possession.
Well, just great outlet passing right there. And now taking numbers up.
Saul Silva, lots of space to work with here. Cross. Doesn't find its mark, but eventually at the feet of a Falcon, and now Daytona State. Once again, the clock on their side. They want to make Fort Lauderdale chase here, and Fort Lauderdale maybe just about out of gas. Another offside called.
Yeah, and as you know, looking at the field of play right now, Bart Sasnick, the DSC coach, I'm starting to say he's taking mental notes of, what. Okay, we're up 2-0. That's a good thing, but what is it that we're not doing that we can improve upon, or that we are doing that we can improve upon, or what is it that we're not doing? Certainly the aggressiveness on the ball and the 50-50 chances at Daytona State and the Eagles have been, both teams going at it. Result of that, we saw 4 yellows. sportsmanship there. Hopefully that's not going to be a bad injury at all. Okay, he's okay.
So the Eagles see if they have anything left here. Jose Rodriguez will get on top of it. Free kick for Fort Lauderdale. Able to lay into this one. Here's Zambrano getting airborne. 2-0 to score. We've seen really special goals. Falcons wide open. Good opportunity here at Zambrano. Tried the little chip. And again, deflected by Palma.
Good defense again, shown by the Eagles.
Able to get it back. Nice tackle. Relentless on the attack. Shot buried.
Wow.
It's Nishida, the freshman from Japan, making it 3-0.
How about that being neatly tucked into the upper left-hand corner? Wow. Takuda Nishida. Just beautiful. Calm, relaxed, and boy, that was just so well placed. Not a ton of power on it, but just gorgeous, gorgeous placement. Getting the hugs. Getting the credit, yeah. And, it was, again, look at this, Zambrano with a beautiful cross.
The fact that Zambrano was denied, too, on the previous possession, able to run it down, get it back, deliver to his teammate, and you see Takudo Nishida all the way from Japan, bearing it top shelf.
Wow.
It's 3-0.
Great left foot, beautiful. Great camera work, gang. WDSC TV production crew, student camera. We have the students on the cameras doing a great job.
It's not just the soccer players on point tonight. It is our camera crew, everybody back in the studio. It takes a team effort, takes a village to get this production on the air clean. And they're doing a fabulous job. Nicholas Polito checks into the game here, number 15, out of nearby Oviedo. And also 31 welcomed in.
Local product.
Nicholas Polito and 31 Du Yingcherzo.
Well, you got to be happy right now with that third goal. That gives you a lot of breathing room. Even if a goal was scored on you, nothing to worry about. You said it before, Drew. When it's 2-0 and a goal was scored, it can be a lot more nerve-wracking. But in this particular case right now, just kind of on easy street. There's a beautiful outlet right there. Outlet pass.
Falcons want more. Not satisfied with a 3-0 advantage. Still plenty of time, just under 15 minutes. If you're just joining us, Daytona State went the entire first half without scoring. It was rather frustrating first half, and really the beginning of the second half, first 20 minutes added to that frustration, but finally able to break the ice, and it has been a runaway here in half number 2.
I'm trying to see what happened there. Yoshida got called for the foul. He did a spin. Maybe he hooked the man. I didn't see it. Little frustration there from the Eagles. Number 12, Gomez, saying, come on, ref, play on. I had the ball. I don't blame him. Coach Ramos there in the distance saying, keep calm, guys. Keep playing your game. Again, with now 3 newcomers to the DSC squad out there. A lot more energy.
Picked up by Palma. Boy, he has played so well for the visitors. But eventually, as the keeper, Ted, you can only send back so many. Eventually, the onslaught is going to overtake you.
I just felt terrible for him when he came down on that first goal and just kind of bumbled it with just a little bit, and that was enough.
This one sent in. Palma takes care of it again. Young man out of Honduras, 6'1".
And let's face it, Drew. I mean, if you're the homecoming home team, you don't want to lose that game. Okay, there's not one game, whether it's volleyball or whatever's going on. We got, men's and ladies soccer and volleyball going on this weekend as well. You want all those games, of course, as far as you being the homecoming host team, to put a W in the column. "12 minutes.
Subbing in for the Falcons.
Substitute.
Number 4.
One more time for Daytona State. That's Saul Berku, freshman out of Israel. Here on campus, he'll play in part of that back line for Daytona State. Stingy back line that has not allowed much. One shot on goal here in the second half for Fort Lauderdale, and it was saved by William Diaz.
And
look at this run, set up beautifully. Falcons now running free. Saul Silva just rushed it a little bit that time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought was there. There was nobody in sight. They were all the way on the weak side. In the now 10th game that Daytona State has played, I mean, this team, they're 7th in NJCAA in shots per game and 19.7 shots per game. I mean, they've had a bunch here tonight. We'll get the stats later on the entire game, but applying a lot of pressure. Right now, just kind of passing it back and forth in the midfield there.
Berku taps it back. Coming up on 10 minutes left to go in regulation time. Manuel Dennis. And that's going to sail over. And possession will belong to Fort Lauderdale. Homecoming weekend here at Daytona State. We've had a blast tonight, pregame festivities. I almost wish that they would have food like that for every single game. Man, oh man, was that a spread. Homecoming continues tomorrow with the special Catch the Falcon 5K Family Fun Run and Walk. Start time 8 a.m. Be there at 7 a.m. to check in. And then the family-friendly tailgate party, that happening in the parking lot. 11 a.m. start time for the women's soccer match against Polk State College. Softball and baseball alumni games coming up after that at 1 p.m. Alumni golf outing at the Crane Lakes Golf and Country Club. And women's volleyball at 3 p.m. as the ladies take on Florida Southwestern State College. He had a chance to be a part of a volleyball match as Manuel Dennis featured right here. He has played really, really well tonight.
And I'm surprised we haven't called out his name more, because he truly is the distributor. He is what I was told about from the squad in pregame tonight, that he is the distributor. And there he is right now as we just thought. Look at that. Amazing. Beautiful ball into space down the right wing.
And we're going to have a corner. Saw the Falcons racing down, had some options that time. And Daytona State looks like will go to their bench once again. Good opportunity here to get several players some playing time. It looks like the Falcons are going to have this win just about in the bag. A Shada Takuhisa, the freshman defender out of Japan, gets a chance to perform here in half number 2. More and more Japanese players brought into the program from Bart Sasnett. Loves their discipline, their work rate, what they bring and what they teach everybody else on the squad. Set a great example.
And also how seriously they take the skill drills, because they know it's going to build upon what their good soccer skills that are already in place. And, Coach Sasnett knows how to develop and shape, obviously at this collegiate level.
Subbing in for the Eagles, number 8, Stanley St. Ville.
Stanley St. Ville, late addition to the roster here tonight, coming in for Fort Lauderdale. Got to mention for the Eagles of Fort Lauderdale, they do have juniors on their roster. No seniors on their team, but freshmen, sophomores, and juniors included in the mix.
Pretty young team.
Yep.
Pretty young team, but no seniors. I mean, that kind of takes out the leadership, right? Not having any seniors on the team. Some fancy footwork there.
Falcons want to get another shot on here. Nishida very aggressive.
So dangerous.
In the box, and we're going to have another corner kick.
Goal kick, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a goal. You're right.
Yeah, referee linesman saying over there that it was deflected last by the DSC player. Palma, a little bit exasperated with what occurred. Probably felt like he let the dam break with that first fumble and the goal. But don't be too hard on yourself, young man. You've done a great job tonight.
So I know we have a lot of sports fanatics and soccer fanatics watching as well, Ted. Soccer world, very small world. So much going on throughout the country with the World Cup approaching here during the holidays. It's going to be such a fun time.
You had the women's national team playing in England this afternoon. I did not catch it. Last I checked, it was 2-1. England was up at Wembley Stadium. Would die to go see a game there, as my my family, my marriage side is from London, and I still I've been there a number of times. I still need to get to see a game over there. Football, as they call it, is just huge. It's a religion.
Oh, it certainly is. Had a chance to watch the documentary on Netflix, Pele.
Oh.
You've got to watch it if you have not had a chance.
And you know who was number 10 when he was a kid, right? You're looking at him.
Really?
I had to have number 10. That was it. Loved Pele. My dad as well. Good job. He got his, he got over the ball on that one.
Here comes service. Oh, good job by Palma, elevating.
Nicely done.
And reeling that one in. Palma has made a living doing that tonight, coming off his line many, many times. Times when you probably thought he should just sit back. And sometimes when you live by that, you die by it too.
Yeah, as we saw that one time, but actually was in a good position when he had that little bit of a drop.
Yep, Jose Ponce, sophomore from Miramar. Again, so much soccer talent down in the South Florida, Miami area. It's where most of these players hail from on the roster for Fort Lauderdale. I have one player from Argentina, another from Honduras.
I can remember tournaments when I was young. We'd have, from all over the country, all over the world, actually. Largest tournament in the country was in a place called North Babylon, New York. And so, we'd have host families. We had kids from England that would stay with us and whatnot. But I'll tell you, Drew, the toughest teams that we played against were always from South Florida.
Wow.
And that hasn't changed much,
yeah,
to be quite honest.
Certainly the case with baseball. Great programs in the past, and football especially dominated at the high school level by teams in South Florida. Most of the population is down there, so understandably.
Right.
Good turn by Damian Rogers as he lays it off. And this is Nishida, the Japanese player, looking for his second.
He's just so quick, very talented, has a great vision of the field.
Rogers sending it in with the left foot. Ball will be headed out, and a corner kick for the Falcons is on deck.
Coming up on the 3-minute mark. I mean, we know where this W column, it's going to be a W for DSC. They'll be obviously either stay at the 9th in the nation rankings or better.
Ball sent into that 6-yard box. Daytona State trying to stay on top.
Wow.
Through traffic. Goal!
Oh, my. That hurts. Last 3 minutes of the game. I didn't see where the deflection occurred. But knowing our camera crew, they did, which I'm sure we'll see in just a moment.
Daytona State has come up huge here in the final minutes.
But look at the difference, though, Drew. When you keep that ball down, it wasn't a pop-up. It was just kept down. Knee was over the ball. It wasn't like, drilled. It was hit well. Oh, it was right off of, if I could get the number 13, which was Ponce. Oh, that's got to hurt.
And it's the young man from Thailand, another Montverde product, Yingerstuk, who was able to sneak that ball through and make it a 4-0 game. Unbelievable. Daytona State first half, a struggle. Second half, all the fruits of the labor start to pay off.
I just want to give you my hats off on pronouncing that young man's last name. That was a tough one. Tongue twister for me. You did very well.
Major firepower for the Falcons starting to show through. You're seeing why they are the number 9 rated team in the country in NJCAA. And we're coming up on 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes from Daytona State Soccer Complex. Homecoming festivities again continuing tomorrow. Women's soccer going on. That start time 11 a.m. Polk State College will be in town. You definitely want to join us for that. Somehow, some reason you can't make it to the game, sit back and enjoy on WDSC TV. Myself, Ted will be here, and our phenomenal crew will be here as well.
Hey, I mean, in a night game, okay, I can understand why you might be hanging out on the couch having a couple of Doritos, but guys, it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. Come for the festivities. Join us here at this gorgeous complex.
Oh! How about that one-timer? Wow, and it's that same man going for the brace.
Wow, how about Palmer's save, though? What a great save. I mean, he used all of that 6'2" that he has. Excellent. Just an excellent shot, excellent save. Bravo on both ends.
Tell you what, someone's going to get more playing time for Daytona State. 31 is showing out here in the final minutes.
Ooh.
1 minute remaining.
Daytona State bench, they are having a blast over there. That bench right now alive and well. The players so excited to see players come off the bench. And there you see right there, Bart Sasnett with his hands on the back of the chair there. And his top assistant, that's John Lopez out of Tampa. Played his high school soccer at Gaither High School. Brand new assistant right there, Ted, out of the Georgia Military Academy. New assistant this year, working wonders for the program. Of course, Joe Avalone doing his thing as well. Well coached, well played, and what a victory on homecoming weekend for Daytona State. Final seconds, and the Falcons 4-0 winners after being shut out in the first half. Daytona State explodes to a second half runaway.
Tale of two halves for sure. Now we're seeing some sportsmanship. I mean, just some great goals there. You got to be happy. Like you said, they did a great job. Eagles did a great job that first half, keeping it 0-0, but just too much firepower, too much skill, and the home team gets a win.
So Daytona State adds another to their slate. They're now 8-2 on the season. The Falcons likely to move up in the NJC AA poll. 4-0 winners. We thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go, let's tell you about Halifax Health, a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program. Halifax Health is looking for its next healthcare superstar. Find out how to become one at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Few broadcasts coming up on WDSC TV. We are here bright and early in the morning as the ladies take the pitch. 11 a.m. Polk State College will be the opponent. Ted Sofianos will be here. I'll be here as well. We hope to see you here at the complex, and if not, sit back and enjoy on WDSC or on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at DSC Falcon Sports. Hit us up on social media. We definitely will recognize it here at Daytona State. Big social media following, and the soccer program continues to get bigger and better day in and day out. What a night! Daytona State kept on firing. They did not give up, and they have it all pay off in half number 2 as they win 4-0 here to kick off homecoming weekend. Hope you enjoyed it. For Ted Sofianos and our phenomenal crew. See all the names, the hard workers at WDSC TV and the Multimedia Development Center. I'm Drew Felios. Have a great homecoming weekend, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.